Greetings nerdy list aficionados and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. Heroes hooking up, they're still doing it. But today we're in for a treat because our hero of choice is the Green Lantern. Which Green Lantern you say? Well, whichever one we want. We're gonna take a look at various hookups from multiple lanterns. Kyle, John, Hal, Guy, Jessica, we have so many options, so get excited. I'm Sasha and these are the top 10 superheroes who have hooked up with the Green Lantern. Plus my own caveat of any lantern, a Green Lantern. The core is large and needs to be celebrated. Let's get started. Number 10, Kyle Rayner and Donna Troy. Kyle Rayner was the Green Lantern of the 90s and for a time the only one after Hal Jordan had snapped and killed the whole Corps with a neck snap. Well, actually, he only snapped with a neck snap. Was waiting to do the gesture. Kyle was an artist and made elaborate constructs and also found himself at the center of the Woman in Refrigerators discussion started by writer Gail Simone when Kyle came home and found his girlfriend in the fridge. But that's not who we're hooking up with today. No, today it's Kyle and Donna Troy, aka Wonder Girl, aka Troya, aka just what is going on. Actually, at this point she was Dark Star, and her and Kyle found solace in each other after the hurtful dissolutions of each of their relationships. Yes, one was the fridge one. This unfolded mostly in Green Lantern's book. Slowly but surely, Kyle and Donna became friends. She helped him move, they had a mistletoe kiss, and fiction dictates you have to have a date after that. They had their first date on the moon. Kyle knows how to make all your future first dates pale in comparison. This would go on for a while, but Kyle's art came between them. He ruined it. And you know how? Tasteful nudes. He started sketching other women he was attracted to, nude. And well, that's a huge no-no. So these two still had a fondness for each other, but the trust, it's gone. But we've had many retcons since then. Number 9, Hal Jordan and Black Canary. This has happened ever so briefly, and it's considered taboo to some, just a no. Hal is with Carol and Ollie is with Dina, a name I can never say no matter how many times I hear it, in one ear and out the other. They once tried to introduce a love triangle between Bruce and Black Canary and Ollie, and that just didn't work out. So Hal and Ollie are allegedly really close friends. Best friends in some arcs, despite Ollie hating Hal's job and everything he believes in, and telling him so constantly. However, Hal's like their third wheel, but a welcome one. He comes on their dates, they take him on trips, etc. However, Hal and Black Canary have locked lips before, albeit it was one of those, oh no, the League is acting weird, something is up, who can we trust? However, I think there is potential here, unexplored potential. These two helped Roy overcome his drug addiction. Let this happen. Break with tradition. Subvert expectations, but in a way that I want. Number 8, Jessica Cruz and Batman. So Jessica Cruz is a newer addition to the Green Lantern Corps and recently deceased, but hopefully not for long at the time of this recording. She's memorable, that's for sure. Initially not having a ring, she was granted one at the end of the Darkseid War in the New 52, as she's just a different take. She has a lot to overcome. Her agoraphobia, her anxiety. She has been linked to many potentials. Her best friend Simon Baz, who has the same name as a Rainbow Rowell character, Barry Allen, because you know it's post-rebirth so love is dead, Iris who's that. However, she actually made a move on none other than Batman, who she developed a crush on during their time together on the Justice League. He was expelled from the Justice League, or well, was asked politely to quit by Clark in Justice League 38 after he led a mission rather badly. After he decided to resign, Jessica chased him down to the locker room and was all, well, this is about to get complicated, and kissed him. Also, he was engaged to Selena at the time, because well, people don't send memos internally. Now they have that new timeline over at DC and they're all like, no, that happened before. There was no cheating. Sure, Jan. I'm kinda here for it. Her and Bruce, not the cheating. Number 7, Hal Jordan, the Huntress, and Lady Blackhawk. Okay, let's get this threesome out of the way early on. This is never seen and is only referenced in the much maligned and critiqued Cry for Justice. You know the story that killed Leanne Harper for shock value? Well, in it, Green Arrow starts talking to Hal, all about how he heard about his drunken threesome with those two birds of prey. And this started an author fight between James Robinson and Gail Simone, who then put in her series that this hadn't happened. She was writing Birds of Prey at the time, and instead she wrote that Hal had got blackout drunk and passed out. Essentially, the characters became pawns in the writer's fight, although not everyone knew that. In fact, not everyone would have read both books, so for some people these would just be things that happened that they would never know were connected. Hookups. Number 6, John Stewart and VIXEN. So John Stewart was the Green Lantern who appeared on the Justice League animated series in the DCAU, so for some, their first Green Lantern. He was the first African American hero to appear in DC Comics. In the Justice League Unlimited portion of the series, after breaking up with someone else on this list later on, he would come to be dating VIXEN. She's a superhero with the ability to access animal totems. These two would have a solid relationship and be quite the power couple, both fiercely independent but enjoying their time together Rayner also. Stewart pulled a Benjamin Sisko in this era too, losing the top hair for a bald head and a beard. It was a good look. More love for Jon Stewart, I say. Also for Vixen. She's cool, even if the cheesy part of me does love her with Buona Beast. You know, the guy who can fuse animals together and create things that should not be. Spider horse. Number 5. Guy Gardner and Ice. Guy Gardner is a Green Lantern who has had a very large personality shift since his first appearance. At the start, Guy was nice and easygoing, and what writers called terminally bland. Ouch. However, after a head injury, when he returned, he was rude and crude with tons of tude, and that's the persona most people know him as having today. However, this was a fictional head injury, so cartoon logic applies. That being that if you get hit again, you revert to how you were before. And it was during one such reversion, during his time in the JLI, that being the Justice League International, that he took up with Ice, a hero who was, well, ice themed. She was drawn to Guy's sweet demeanor and really fell for him. However, he ended up reverting back to his now default persona, and she was much less into that. However, she stuck around since she felt she had seen the real man within. But she would begin to develop feelings for Superman, who had all the traits she missed in Guy. She would ultimately be killed off in a decision writers have since come to regret, as they don't feel it added anything. Number 4. Hal Jordan and Star Sapphire. The hero part of this only applies in the modern era, as at the start, the Star Sapphire was a villain for Hal. She is Carol Ferris, and at first was unaware she was even transforming into the Star Sapphire, an avatar for the Zamorans. With the Star Sapphires becoming a core proper during the War of Light, they came into a more heroic light. They would fight in the blackest night. And Hal and Carol, for many, they are endgame. And their on-again, off-again relationship has come to be one of legend, for those who care about Hal, that is. Personally, I prefer villain to Star Sapphire, but now we have both. Something for everyone. Number 3. Kyle Rayner and Jade. So who is Jade? Well, Jade is the daughter of JSA member and first Green Lantern Alan Scott. She met Kyle because they were roommates, and well, one thing led to another, and they became romantically involved. However, Jade would end their relationship after falling in love with another man. This was because of all the distance between her and Kyle, what with all the space missions and all that. Long distance is hard to maintain. It's a lot. So what happened to Jade? Well, she died, and since New 52 and Rebirth, she's been erased from continuity, so no more Jade. Do you miss Jade? Did you even know she existed? Number 2. Guy Gardner and BLEEZE. We have to look at the emotion spectrum again for this one. So initially, there was one Green Lantern color, obviously purple. So we had green, then yellow, but then in the late 2000s, early 2010s, the entire emotion spectrum came into being, and so the colors represented emotions that would power the different rings. And then, you know, they would balance each other out, some would work with some and not with others. It was interesting. And red was rage. In the process of all of this, some characters you knew were assigned other colors for a period of time. Guy found himself in possession of a Red Lantern ring and being hit on by Red Lantern BLEEZE. During the Brightest Day arc, the two had to team up, and she found herself drawn to his bloodlust and natural anger, and developed a lust for him because of it. He wasn't too into it though, but still we got some cool panels. BLEEZE's design is very hexadecimal. I was here for it. I don't know, I could have done with more of this. I really liked the emotion spectrum. What about all of you? I know some people really don't like it. And number 1, Green Lantern and Hawkgirl, the romance of the Justice League. That reveal where Shiera takes off her Hawkgirl helmet for the first time, and all the red hair just comes tumbling down the moonlight. Perfection. So Jon Stewart and Shiera, Hawkgirl, had a flirtation going on throughout the entirety of that series, before it turned into Justice League Unlimited, back when it was just Justice League. She was concerned about him in a gruff kind of whatever, I don't care kind of way. And when the two got together, it was a finally moment, which made what happened next all the more painful, the betrayal. Shiera was an advanced scout for the Thanagarian invasion force. Though she would ultimately turn against her people for the sake of her new home, it would destroy her relationship with Jon, at least for the time being. It was hinted in the DCAU, that being the DC Animated Universe continuity, that the two would get back together and have a child. We learned this courtesy of Batman Beyond. Later, Shiera would come to have a good relationship with Vixen, much to Jon's confusion. It made sense. Shiera was looking to atone and gain everyone's trust back, and resigned to the fact that with some people, Batman, she never would. So those were 10 superheroes Green Lanterns hooked up with. Was there anyone we missed? Let us know down below. I'm Sasha, and thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.